Hey guys, it is me, Kisame Unlimited, and I'm here doing a top 10 hated for you guys. I'm tackling my top 10 hated decks of 2016. I'm putting this as a disclaimer first. I am not trying to be offensive to anyone that uses these decks. If you take personal offense to it, you shouldn't. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. So I'm going to just go on into this and tackle what I just don't like. So I hope that you guys enjoy the video, enjoy seeing me rant. If you would like to see me do another rant video next month, don't forget to like the video. 800 likes would be the goal, and of course you would love to see me rant and bitch some more, right? So yeah, click that like button. Ultra Athlete's the whole combination of midfielder, stadium, perfect ace, block backer just pissed me off. I don't really remember what time span they came out. I don't know if it was 2015 or 16, but when they came out, they put a sour taste in my mouth, and I still have it today. I just don't really like them. I think that their concept is really cool, but their execution pisses me off. I don't like how they play. And when I see them hit the field, I'm like, I want stadium off the field. I want midfielder off the field as quickly as possible. I don't want them to do anything. And I've never been that type of player, like stun related, that wants my opponent to literally not play, but I only feel like that for them mainly. My number 9 has to go to the Cyber Angel archetype, only because people know this. I don't like Herald of Perfection. Herald of Perfection is the main reason why I don't like Cyber Angels, because they lead into that. Because they're light, because they're fairies, and they're rituals, and it helps Herald of Perfection even more. And seeing how that deck is topping now, and it's mainly thanks to Herald of Perfection just sneaking in right underneath and just being the little bitch that's saying, oh, I'm just going to negate stun, fuck you. One reason why I haven't had a big issue with Herald of Perfection recently is because no one was playing it. But now seeing that Cyber Angels are just like, because the Cyber Angels, we're like, we can get our shit back much more easily. And then the Herald of Perfection's like, thanks, because now I can just dump it. And I feel like that alone is just an extreme dislike. I haven't faced it a lot, but I faced it a few times, and the few times that I faced it, I have really wanted to fucking put like a gun to my head. I don't know if people ever go back in the archives, but back in the archives when Shadal's, Burning Abyss, and I think Satellanites were around, I never bitched about Satellanites or Burning Abyss because I never had bad matchups against them. Satellanites they took advantage and their traps were a little annoying, and as for Burning Abyss, I never really had much of an issue facing them. Shadal's was where my problems were at because they shut me down, but Burning Abyss, they never shut me down. They were like, we're gonna play and we're just gonna overwhelm you, but I was like, I do that same shit, so whatever. So Burning Abyss I never had a problem with, but when they made the Speedroid engine incorporate with Burning Abyss, yet again, I didn't have any problems with Burning Abyss. Like, I was perfectly fine. It was the moment that little drip of Phantom Knight touched Burning Abyss, I lost to Burning Abyss constantly. And I was just like, these motherfucking trap cards and all this fucking dumping is fucking me up. Because Burning Abyss gave the deck so much recyclability and gave them all their shit back for almost visibly no cost. And I said, wow, you literally pissed me off. I even played Burning Abyss for a very, very short period of time. People don't really know this, most likely. But once I saw the Phantom Knights incorporate, I don't really like Phantom Knights at all. Their playstyle already seems broken. Like, and not like broken like, oh, it's dangerous. Like, it's a broken archetype. Like, it's like half done. It's like half completed. And that's why it needs to survive, like, by latching onto other decks to live. And I hate that. I just don't like them. I think that their execution was so cool. When I first, because I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. So when I first saw Yuto use them, I said, oh, that looks so cool. It reminded me of Valence cards, because they just look like spirits, like possessing things like boots and helmets and shit. And I said, that reminds me of Valence stuff. But when I saw how they were incorporated with Burning Abyss, just put a sour taste in my mouth, and I said, I don't like this. Now, people know this. I have played Mage Specters, and I really do like Mage Specters. But the one thing is, Mage Specters is one of those love-hate things for me. I love using Mage Specters because they're so fun and they're very combo-heavy. But Mage Specters is like something I like and dislike at the same time. Because thanks to stuff like Tempest and Tornado, well, Tornado is not really stun-related, but Kieran could kind of be stunny. But the thing is, Mage Specters play combo-heavy and stun heavy. That's how they play. But I'm combo heavy, but I'm not stun heavy. So that's the thing about me, is that I like the combo side of it, but the trap way of it and all the Tornado and Tempest kind of rubs me the wrong way facing it. If I'm using it, obviously I don't feel the effects of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just taking care of my opponent's board, and I'm just doing what I have to do to win. And in the moment, I'm not really thinking about what position I'm putting my opponent in. But if I'm put in that position, I'm like, oh my god, kill me. Because when I see all those traps get set, I said, well, unless I open with Twin Twister, I'm most likely just going to have to pass or just play something and just know it's going to get hit by Tempest. And Mad Specters are just going to be like, here's my second wave of garbage. And they're going to be like, here's all these traps again. That's how Mad Specters play. And unless you could overwhelm them with a really dangerous monster, because they can't really combo into much better cards than what they are. Now, a lot of people like Raid Raptors, and surprisingly, I like and respect the way that they play, because they're combo heavy, and I love combo heavy decks. But the one thing is about them that I just don't like is I think that their style and what they look like is very ugly. I don't really like the way they look. They look like all the, like, just one machine bird that just got slapped on with more fucking colorful colors, and I'm like, you know, it's the same fucking shit in a different color. They're annoying for me to see constantly, and it's like I never see anything different hit the field, because it's just they all look the same, and I don't really like them. The only ones that really look different in my opinion is like the little level 1 and Ultimate Falcon. Like, other than that, like, they all kind of look the same, and I'm not that crazy about them. Nobody can tell me that they don't have a little bit of a sour taste in their mouth when you put a board on the field with just everything that you led up to, just for it to be thrown to the wayside for your opponent's board. Now, at the end of the day, the thing I don't like about kaijus is that kaijus really spit on what you want to play, and it makes your opponent play what you play, and it's like, it's no longer a game where you're throwing your board and your opponent's throwing your board. It's basically, we're playing the kaiju land way, and kaijus are just annoying at face value. But the worst quality about it is that not every kaiju deck plays just pure kaijus. Most of the time, they're like what I said about Phantom Knights. They're dependent on other decks, like Hands and Gradles and anything else that could fuck up shit on the field. And say, hey, that's not right. Why are you talking bad about kaijus? It's just like, because you're spinning on my field. Yeah, but that's what the deck does. Well, that's the reason why I fucking dislike it. It's my fucking opinion. Fuck you. Now, one of the reasons why I extremely dislike Despotz, and I'm being fairly honest, I have lost to that deck so many times. And I'm honest, though. I'm an honest person that's quick to say that I lose. I don't care if people are like, oh my god, he lost? Yeah, duh. I'm a casual base player. Of course I'm gonna fucking lose a lot. I'm not a fucking god in the world just because I'm a YouTuber. You see, the best way I could say it is this. Anyone that I would ever go up to, I would say, what deck do you lose against a lot? And they'll be like, well, it's this deck. And then I'd be like, well, do you like that deck? No, because obviously you lose to it. I lose to Despotz enough for me to have a hatred for them. I don't like them, and they piss me off. And I think that they're annoying. I think that they're annoying, and I think that they're really cunty. And to me, when I look at them, they remind me of Roids and Morphtronics. They're like the next level of them. And when I see them, I'm like, if they were just shitty, nobody would fucking care about them. And that's why I don't like them. Because I feel like, at face value, everyone's just like, oh my god, they're cute in the OTK, and I don't really know how to play the game, so I'm just going to play them, because all I need to do is spam them on the field and do a shit ton of damage. And I'm like, fuck you. Now, I was around, and I played Frog Monarchs, and I played Formula Monarchs. I love Monarchs. I loved Monarchs so much. I loved Ryza, Mobius, Caius. I liked so many. Zaborg. And then when they made the Monarch structure deck, I was so excited. When I saw them make the field spell and incorporate other cards like continuous spells and traps and the original Monarch, and I said, well, I kind of can't play the frogs, so I would kind of have to play Monarchs just by themselves. But I was excited to see what they were going to give me. And then when I saw that they were stun based and what position they put your opponent in, I said, you know, this just isn't my playstyle. I don't like the way this plays. And seeing how this deck went so far in the game, saw what it did to so many decks, it was disgusting in my head. And I was like, I never thought that a deck that I loved so much would turn into that. And when I saw that at face value, I was just honestly very disappointed, and I was just honestly a little upset. And I just didn't like Monarchs ever since, to what they turned them into. And I guess that it's just the evolved versions I just don't like, but I still have a soft spot in my heart for Ryza, Caius, and Mobius. Metal Foes I didn't like because at face value, I was like, oh, whatever, I don't really care about this deck. But then when I saw how they incorporated Yang Zings into them, I'm not a big fan of interracial deck fucking. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way when two decks look nothing like they belong together and then they start fucking around and spit out a hot mess. But when I look at something like Chinese Dragons and Pendulum Motorcycle 5D lookalikes, and mix it together, it looks like a hot mess. And I don't like the way it looks. And based off the way they play, I say to myself, this is the most unbalanced fuckery I've ever seen, because you have something like Yang Zing Path, which just gives you all your shit back. You have these pendulums that blow up the Yang Zings, and the Yang Zings are like, thank you. And then you have the Metal Foes who are like, thank you. It's annoying, and I don't like facing them. And that's like one of the new decks that are coming right under the woodworks. Everyone's like, hey, I'm playing Metal Foes, and I'm just like, fuck this. Morphages are ugly. They look disgusting and look like it has to do with some kind of splice breeding or fucking inbreeding fucking fuckery. And I literally think if Konami ever watched one of my videos and heard all the things I've ever said negatively about Stun, they said, how about we take everything that this Yugi tuber hates and turn it into a whole deck? And we'll just cut off the extra deck, cut off everything, but we have to give it some kind of backlash because that would be too crazy. And then they're like, we're going to just come on the field and we're just going to shut down everything your opponent does. I'm sure Kisami's going to fucking hate that. And honestly, I do. I don't really have to get into what Morphages do to just dislike them. They're just disgusting cards with disgusting abilities, and I just don't want to ever face them. If I ever face them, I never have a good time, and I wish that I would be gone. And most of the time, I have raged quit and just lost, or just flat out left the game, because why would I want to sit down and endure such fuckery? I just overall don't like these decks. If you take personal offense to it, you shouldn't, but if you do, I can't help that. If you don't like it and, you know, this video was, you know, not up your alley, you shouldn't have clicked it. But I can't help that. I just don't like these decks. And I'm not going to defend myself to anybody because it's my fucking opinion. If you have a fucking problem with it, you can go fuck yourself. That's as simple as that. Many people that I have faced said, oh my god, I hate Dynamist. Oh my god, I hate Cosmos. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck because I'm just going to play what the fuck I like. And that's what the fuck I choose to play. Simple as that. And that's how everyone else should view my opinions. Fuck what I say, it's just what I don't like. Alright, so like the video if you haven't already. Leave, like I said before, comments below what you don't like. And other than that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So I hope that you guys have a great day and a better tomorrow. So, bye.